In February of 2020, right before COVID hit, my daughter Jewell was having some stomach issues, and she's super athletic and on the go kid. I could tell she didn't feel well, but everything that was, just chalked up to is probably stress and the way teenagers eat. But she was active. She was on 3 cheer teams. The day before we were in the hospital, she had coached her cheer team of a bunch of little kids, and we had gone and bought prom dresses. And that was on a Saturday, and then Sunday we were rushed to the children's hospital the next day. So you would have never known how sick she was until it was so bad. It was super unknown what to do. Literally every person in that hospital, the pediatrics and the adult side as well, were working together trying to get to that diagnosis. They literally looked at every single other cancer, trying to figure out how this could immediately be so bad. Stomach cancer wasn't even on their radar. Finally figured out that's what it was. And then they were reaching out to everyone, talking to everyone, trying to figure out what kind of chemo, what's the thing to do for something that there's really no protocol for. There was many treatments, many surgeries. It got her to a point where she was, for her scans showing that she was NED, which is no evidence of disease. And we were gonna go out to have her full gastrectomy, total stomach removal. Once they opened her up, she was just a little too far for that. It was more advanced, and it wasn't actually, the no evidence of disease was kind of wrong, so we didn't get to do the total gastrectomy. And once she was healed enough, we came back home and did some palliative chemo just to keep her going, and we're on a hospice situation for a few months till December when she passed. Since she was so young, it was hard for us to get into any clinical trials, to get into any specialists, because you gotta be an adult, and she was just not quite there yet. There was tons of these amazing doctors, and they wanted to help, but depending on their specific hospital or the parameters of the trials, their hands were tied. They couldn't do anything because she wasn't old enough. And I watched her fight so hard, and when you feel like your 16-year-old is fighting harder than the system in general for her life, then there's a real big disconnect and kind of failure there. To sit there and know that your kid doesn't have access to that it's just heartbreaking, and we just have to have much more awareness that the kids are not able to get things that the adults are. And in general, cancer is just completely under-researched, underfunded, and not set up to save our kids as it should. And then when you get to these rare cancers, I would say there has to be some major changes where there's exceptions, so these kids are able to receive treatments, where we're not just giving them a really short life sentence and saying that's it. Well, I think that my main hope is that we get, specifically for the pediatrics, the awareness. So if someone is thrown into this situation like my baby was, that you aren't having to spend every moment trying to take care of them and keep them okay and be present and loving and taking care of them, but you're also having to fight to search and find people to help you. Would hope that we can get this awareness out there, so there's nobody else having to go through trying to search for things when they should be, kind of available. These kids are more resilient than what you could possibly believe. For them to fight that hard, they deserve that hope.